Albuquerque's mayor has threatened to close the Balloon Museum to save money. Union leaders say it should go before city workers are forced to take pay cuts. Backers of the Balloon Museum say don't let the air out now because it's finally taking off. News 13's Jim Winchester is live at the museum for a look at all sides of the argument.
That's right, Diane. In fact, vocal supporters of this four-year-old museum say that deep budget cuts will deflate its value, and at the same time, they will drag down the ballooning reputation of Albuquerque with it.
I don't understand why people still have to keep convincing the people who agreed to build it that it's awesome.
The voice of an 11-year-old Albuquerque boy summarizes the feelings of Balloon Museum loyalists. But in light of a $66 million city budget deficit, Albuquerque Mayor R.J. Berry is giving those supporters a basket full of reality.
We're going to have to ask them to do more with less this next coming year.
City funding to maintain the $13 million museum has shrunk over the past 4 years, from $2 million in 2006 down to $933,000 this past year. The mayor's latest proposal cuts next year's budget down to $767,000 to run the museum next year.
We will be able to continue keeping the museum open for at least one more year.
Despite steadily growing attendance, they hope to have 70,000 visitors this year. It's still not enough to pay the bills. The museum will be down to just 7 full-time staff members. The mayor has not ruled out deeper cuts. Labor union leaders have even suggested closing the museum 11 months out of the year, keeping it open only during the month of Balloon Fiesta. And that's what has supporters worried.
People have said it should be closed. It should not be closed. It's a beautiful asset of our city.
An asset that supporters say gives Albuquerque an identity.
What the museum does is it creates a 12-month-of-the-year presence to represent ballooning in this community.
But a presence that on this Friday saw little foot traffic as the day wound down and an uncertain future in an uncertain economy.
We're going to need more revenues to keep that going at the current levels.
And last night, Betty Rivera, the Director of Cultural Affairs for the city, asked city councilors to form a task force to see if they can find a way to help this museum succeed in the years ahead. Diane, back to you.
Okay, Jim, a few weeks ago, the mayor said without salary cuts for city workers and increased benefit contributions, he'd have to start looking at cutting funds to the zoo, aquarium, city pools, and maybe even close the Balloon Museum.